I'd like to introduce PFC Clinton E. Riddle, who is a member of the 82nd Airborne Division, 325th Glider Infantry Regiment, B Company. Mr. Riddle is a veteran of the Second World War and served in 6 battle zones and 4 invasions during the war. In focusing this interview on your experiences during Operation Market Garden in Holland, what were the events leading up to this invasion from your point of view?
Well, originally we had supposed to have went into Belgium, but Belgium was taken before we had opportunity to make an invasion. So we instead went into Holland for the invasion. And that's what led up to going into Holland.
When were you scheduled to land in Holland, and were there any delays from your scheduled departure?
Yes, sir, there was a delay. The weather turned bad. We didn't invade until September 23rd, which is about 6 days late. Even some of the boats that had already started for the invasion had to turn around and come back. And so we landed September 23rd, 1944.
When were you selected to co-pilot the glider you were assigned to ride, and what kind of training did you receive before taking the role of a glider co-pilot?
Well, there's a long story there. The pilots were trained in the States, and they were shipped to England, and because of the bad weather setting in, they didn't make it there in time for the invasion. So, not boasting, but I had a high IQ, and they pulled out some of us and give us a short lecture on how to operate the glider, and that's how come me to be a co-pilot going into Holland. So that's all the training I had, was a few minutes of instruction before we took off. I think I could have landed it had I had to. There wasn't too many things to operate, and I would have tried had I had the opportunity to land it.
Did this new responsibility make you a little nervous going into an actual battle combat situation?
Well, it was certainly a new experience for me. I'd always depended upon, as we landed in Normandy, we had to pilot and co-pilot on that mission, and we were trusting in their knowledge and ability to operate the glider and to land it. And on this occasion, part of the responsibility laid upon me in case something happened to the pilot. I would have had to have taken over.
Can you tell us a little bit about your experience going into Holland from the time you were being towed until the time you were released from the tow plane and actually landed the glider?
Well, we were using an American CG-4A Waco glider, and the flight was much better. I had taken double hitch training, but the distance was so far they just used one glider to each tow plane, and we had a good flight until we reached the coastline, and we run into an awful lot of anti-aircraft fire. In fact, they cut the tow rope of the glider beside us, and it had to go down. I watched it go down and land, and they hit several of our gliders. But once we got in over the coastline, out of the fire, we made the rest of the journey good.